Complete exhaust systems fitted while you wait. And wait. And wait. Still, funny how time flies when you're enjoying yourself. Hour and a half I've been waiting for a tube of low-quality tin to be hammered to the bottom of my pride and joy. Hour and a half, and it seems like only yesterday.
What's the nearest cab?
Turn right on the main road, and it's on the left.
Now then, positive thinking. Concentrate on the glamour of your profession. But let's face it, things are very much on the up and up. New office, new flat, and very soon a new exhaust pipe. Life isn't all tough at the bottom.
We need some more coffee.
We?
I did say.
Oh, yeah, so you did. I keep forgetting. Silly me. I'll tell you what, next time I'll tie a knot in your throat, so I remember. Oh, I'll tell you what I could do with Graham. Night spot detection in, say, Acapulco.
Beg your pardon?
Could happen. James Hazell, be on the next plane to, Bermuda. Big house, black servant in white gloves, senile old husband in a wheelchair, 18-year-old wife. Someone has been poisoning the swimming pool, Mr. Hazell. We're completely baffled. Start yesterday, money no object. I tell you, in this game, anything can happen.
Come on.
Oh, they made me feel all guilty. Yeah. And, do us a favour, eh? Wash your cup out first.
I don't know whether you're aware of this, but a cleanliness phobia is one of the first signs of paranoia.
You're right, I'm paranoid.
No, I didn't say you are. All I said is...
I am paranoid about cups with potatoes growing out the bottom and watercress round the handles. So, do us a favour, will you?
We need some more washing up liquid.
Mr. Byers, please. It's James Hazell. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Look, it's about your wife. I think I've found her, Mr. Byers.
The thing is, now it's happened, now I feel... Well, I don't know how I feel, actually. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Bloody silly, really.
Yeah. Well, let's sort of... A couple of months ago, you came to me and you said that your wife had left you and that you were worried about her, naturally, and that you wanted me to help you find her.
It was 7 weeks ago, actually.
I'm sorry?
7 weeks ago. I made a note in my diary.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, I told you straight. I mean, that if I didn't have a lead, I'd be wasting my time and your money. Mr. Byers, would you mind sitting down? Because you're making me very nervous.
Sure.
So, here I am, minding my own business, went for a change. Lo and behold, the needle pops right out the haystack. Well, travel agency.
Yeah, well, she was a secretary for an insurance company, as you know, when we first met. I persuaded her to stop working when we were together. I can now see quite clearly that was a big mistake. We certainly argued about it, you know. In fact, I think that was one of the main reasons that we've... I'm sorry.
Oh, please.
The thing is, you don't know where she lives.
Yeah, well, look, that's another reason why I phoned you. Now, as far as you're concerned, the situation might have changed.
No.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I'll charge you for 1 day, eh? I think that's fair. You couldn't do it in readies, could you?
I'm sorry?
In cash?
Well, no. I mean, I'd have to go to the bank to...
That's okay. Make it to around 30, eh? I think that should cover it. 2 cash.
What is the date?
Today is the 1st. Cheers. Well, hope everything works out okay.
To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure how to handle it from now on. What I'm trying to say is that I need to know more about her circumstances.
But, Mr. Byers, are we talking about divorce evidence? Or do you want her back?
I want her back. But it all depends on what you find out, doesn't it? I mean, there might be another man, for example.
Well, if that's the way you want it, I'll see what I can do.
Look, I've got to go to Birmingham this afternoon for a couple of days, maybe 3.
Right.
I'll phone you when I get back, shall I? There shouldn't be much to report before then, should there?
Well, it depends on how lucky I get.
Lucky? Yeah. I know I can trust you.
I'll wait to hear from you, okay?
Yeah. Other people's lives, eh, Miss Hazell?
In this game, you don't have to like the client, but it makes sifting through the dirty linen that much easier. Or at least, that's what I tell myself. Something about the bold Mr. Byers really set my teeth on edge. Maybe I just didn't like the man. All right, say your wife has left you. Maybe she's found someone who doesn't keep saying sorry all the time. It looks very much as if she already has. Still, here's a laugh, Mr. B. My marriage went out the window just like yours looks like doing. Hang on to your expense account. I'm getting enough evidence to whistle you through that divorce court quicker than a Tom gets rid of a punter on a cup final Saturday. Face up to it, sunshine. Marriages go bust every day of the week.
Christ, I'm tired.
Oh, yeah?
2 nights, 2 different fellas. 1, the boss, in for a quickie before taking the ever-loving to bingo. 2, a young gent as yet unidentified. But it's the thought that counts.
Yeah. Really tired. You know, really tired.
You have a bird in here again last night?
It happens, doesn't it?
According to the lease, it don't.
Actually, I'm very unhappy. She's a married woman. You know the trouble with most marriages? Chaps just don't train their women right. You've got to get them trained. That's what I say. They expect it. Well, not only that, they like it. Male dominance, all that stuff.
No kidding. Graham, you surprise me.
Actually, I'm rather old-fashioned in a quiet sort of way. So, sorry, I always talk too much when I'm depressed.
No, I enjoy a good conversation.
Do you ever get depressed?
Me? No, never. Hazel. Oh, hello, Mr. Byers. You're back, are you? Well, thought you sounded a bit distant. Yeah, one or two things. Yeah, well, I think we should give it another day, eh? I think one more day should do it. Well, look, I don't think we should talk about it over the phone, eh, Mr. Byers? I mean, but it's nothing for you to worry about. Absolutely. Look, I'll hear from you when you get back. Terrific. The reason the job needed one more day was what we in the trade call personal greed. Client is going to be well pleased. Oh, yeah. Delighted.
The boss dropped her off, but didn't stay. 8 o'clock, and I'm trying to convince myself that this lady is having a nice, quiet night, and maybe I should do the same. I should be so lucky.
First time.
Yeah, well, you know how it is.
I'm Pamela. What do we call you?
James. James Hazell.
Don't look so worried, James. It's not compulsory, you know. We're all in the same boat, more or less.
Absolutely.
I suppose, putting it as simply as I can, in the treatment of the individual, neurosis is treated as a problem of the individual. In the treatment of the group, it must be displayed as a problem of the group.
Funnily enough, I was saying the same thing to my cousin Tal, only yesterday.
What the hell am I doing here?
The main problem is trying to persuade the group to treat the study of their tensions as a group task.
Absolutely.
Were you recommended? Or did you see Eileen's little thingy in time out?
I saw Eileen's little thingy.
Good group spirit. That's the essential. Which, between you and me, as far as this lot are concerned, whose affinity is shown by phenomena which, when examined by one method, centre on the Oedipal situation.
I'm constantly being made aware of how ignorant I am. I mean, for example, did you know that according to Spotted Dick here, in the matter of group therapy, observations tend to fall into two categories?
The paranoid schizoid and the depressive position.
Depressive position? Absolutely. Excuse me. It's a bit heavy, isn't it, Stuart?
Just a bit.
Not all going to be like this, is it?
Oh, he does try, but sit back and enjoy it, I do.
Oh. What's your problem?
Being alive. What's yours? Not that I want to know.
I can't get the car started.
I think we're all here by now. Don't you, Eileen, my love?
Oh, yeah. What do you think then, Pamela? Shall we start, or...
Oh, I think so. What does everyone else think?
Everyone else thought so too. So we got started. At least, I think that's what we did.
Helen, perhaps you'd like to.
No. No, thanks.
If I might say so, Helen, Pamela, you haven't said anything since... I mean, I think this is your third time with the group, and...
I don't want to say anything. Perhaps I won't ever say anything. I don't know.
Perhaps Helen doesn't feel the need to talk because she knows or She believes that if she comes here often enough, all her questions will be answered without her having to do anything.
Oh, yeah, there is that, of course.
I don't know. Sounds about right.
Eileen, how was your party last week?
Oh, it was all right. Very well, actually, yeah.
You seemed very concerned about it, about going on your own.
Yes. Yeah, I was.
You don't seem to want to talk about it.
Oh, I do, really. It's just that nothing much happened. This man I'd never met before tried to, you know, in the kitchen. But that was all. It was all right.
I suppose you're all waiting for me to say something, aren't you? And what happens when I do? I'm accused of monopolizing. Well, if I don't say something, the rest of you will just sit around like totem poles. Well, I'm fed up with a lot of you. And you're the worst of the lot. The hostility's incredible. I mean that, incredible. You don't say anything. You just sit there and upset everyone else.
Me?
See, total hostility. You're the only one anyone ever listens to, and you never say anything of any use whatsoever. Never. I happen to have a very relevant problem concerning my relationship with a fiancé. I find both physically and mentally repulsive. And all you can do is accuse me of... All right, I'll shut up. See what happens if I don't monopolize, as you call it.
No one ever accused you of monopolizing, Stuart.
Oh, yes, they did.
Who did?
You did.
Only once.
All right, I'm talking about all of you. I know very well what you all feel about me, thank you very much. Well, knickers to the lot of you, that's what I say.
Excuse me.
Yes, James.
I know this is my first time and everything, and I'm incredibly hostile, but I sense a sort of...
Intergroup tension.
Exactly. And I think I've got the answer.
Yes.
We've got to stop meeting like this.
You made my evening.
Yeah, that's me. Always go for a laugh.
Now, you're supposed to ask if I live on my own. I'm supposed to say yes, and you're supposed to say, how about a cup of...
Good night, Helen.
You coming in or not?
How long have you been going to those meetings?
That was the third, I think. Yeah, third.
What made you go?
It was either that or flower arranging. And don't tell me why you went, because I'm not really very interested.
You never believe it anyway.
Oh, I believe anything. That's my trouble.
That's you and me, baby. Two cockeyed people in a crazy world. How long have you been living here?
You mean what's a nice middle-aged lady like you doing in a dump like this? Well, putting it another way, where's Mr. Wonderful and the 2.8 kids? Is it still 2.8? I was never very good with statistics.
No, that isn't what I meant.
That's exactly what you meant.
Listen, baby, all I was doing was...
Trying to make conversation, yes, I know. Hard going. You don't mind, do you?
Don't mind what?
I've got to be up early. Sorry and all that.
Ah.
There, you see, no bother. I've made the excuse for you.
What excuse?
Oh, come off it. You've been dying to go for the past God knows how long.
Listen.
If you want to go, go. I asked you in for a drink, that's all.
That's all I was expecting.
I doubt it.
Scout's honour.
Oh, I see. Doing your good deed for the day, is that it?
Not with you.
Seeing the old lady across the road?
Can I ask you something?
Nothing to know.
Do you ever give anyone a chance?
Why don't you sod off?
Good night, Ellen.
No, don't go, please.
I should have walked out there and then, made me report, commiserated with the client, and copped the money. In this game, you're only loyal to the pound note.
Okay. Let's start again. The name's Hazell. James Hazell. 33 years old. Divorced. I've got a dodgy ankle. And the only ambition I got is never to grow up. Now, that's me. Now, I'm here, not because I fancy you and not because I don't fancy you, but because you asked me in for a drink, and I said yeah. Now, I've had me drink, and if all it's going to be from now on is us cutting each other's throats with clever conversation, then yeah, I think you're right. I think I should say thanks for the party, find me way home.
Would you like some coffee?
That'd be very nice. Thank you. Don't bother with the coffee, Mrs. Byers. Please.
What did you call me?
I've got no right to be here.
What did you call me?
I'm an inquiry agent, Mrs. Byers, a private detective. Call it what you like. I was hired by your husband to help him find you. I was just doing my job, but it's all got out of hand. That's why I'm here. That's why I shouldn't be here.
You bastard.
I'm sorry.
You bastard! You lousy rotten!
I'm not very proud of it, believe me.
So, what have you told him?
Nothing yet.
What do you mean by nothing?
I mean, he's away. I'm seeing him tomorrow.
Oh, yes? What will you tell him then?
I've been following you for 3 days, Mrs. Byers. You know what I'll tell him.
Will you tell him I nearly had you as well?
I'll tell him I've been here, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure you will. I haven't finished yet.
Well, there's nothing more to say, is
Isn't
there?
there?
Is there?
Just how much do you know about your client?
Enough.
You don't know anything.
But Mrs. Byers...
His wife, damn you! I live with him. I couldn't live with him anymore. I left him. And there's not a bloody thing, legal or otherwise, that says I should go back. And I'll tell you this, Mr. Detective. Even if I was his wife, he's got no right. No right.
Why the bloody hell would he lie to me?
Because that's him. Because he wants people to feel sorry for him. Would you have done your dirty work if he told you the truth? My name's Helen Crossley. I'm not his wife. I lived with him for a year. And I don't want to go back. I don't want him to find me. Do you understand?
I've already told him where you work.
Then I have to leave, won't I?
No, not if I tell
I've said you don't know him. You've done your dirty work without knowing one thing about him, about me, about anything. Does he know where I live?
No.
Then I'm asking you, please. Don't tell him.
You lied to me, Mr. Byers. Tried to make a fool out of me, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I admit it. Look, when I first came to see you, I was confused.
Confused, my hero. You lied to me.
Have you any idea what it's like when someone you love...
I'm not interested in ideas, only money. Now, that's what you owe me, less than 30 quid up front.
She's my wife in everything but
A
name.
cheque will do.
I pay the mortgage, I pay the bills, I pay everything.
You got any kids, Mr. Byers?
No.
Then she could have been out working, paying her whack. Who stopped her?
Now, don't you start getting clever with me, Mr. Hazell. I'm warning you.
You what? 2 cash.
I haven't got my checkbook with me.
We heard it before.
I employed you to provide certain information. You haven't done it.
Oh, I see.
I want to know where she is.
If that account isn't
I
settled,
want to know where she is.
Get out, will you?
All right, you tell me where she works, I'll take it from there.
I told you she worked in a travel agency. Now, you're so busy feeling sorry for yourself, you didn't ask which one, and I didn't tell you. Now, you got a lot of schlepping to do, Mr. Byers, and I'm telling you, don't bother, because she's already left.
What do you mean?
I mean, she's given in a notice. I checked this morning. That's how much she doesn't want to see you. What the bloody hell do you think you're doing?
You said you made out a report. I want to see it.
Get out of your mind.
That's what I paid for. That's what I want.
All right, Mr. Byers. I'll give you a report. She's drinking too much. She's doing everything too much. And you want to know why? Because she's just about the most unhappy woman I have ever met. And I have met a few, believe me.
And I'm to blame, am I?
I don't know. And I don't care.
You don't know anything, do you?
So they keep telling me.
Can't you see when someone's out their mind with worry?
Go to the doctor, get yourself some pills.
Do you think I enjoy employing the likes of you?
I'll expect your check in the morning.
All I want to do is to talk to her.
Write her a letter. I'll see she gets it.
Tell me where she is.
Graham!
I just want to know where she is.
Come in, will you?
Good morning.
Now, this is Mr. Byers. If he phones, I'm not in. If he knocks on the door, call the police. Now, see him out, will you? You get my drift, don't you?
You really think you're something special, don't you?
I think you're pathetic. That's what I think.
We'll see about that, won't we?
Pathetic. Oi! Piss off!
You don't have to like the client, but then you don't have to humiliate him either.
Graham, anybody calls, I'm out. About a couple of hours, yeah?
I say, what was all that about?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry about that. Client and me was getting a bit naughty with each other. I was trying to convince him of my lack of grace.
But did you mean what you said?
At the time, yeah. But then we all do at the time, don't we?
Look, I mean about me. What I'm supposed to do if he phones or anything and you're not here.
Yeah, just tell him I'm out. I mean, be nice to him, but use your charm.
Look, I don't like getting involved in this sort of thing, you know.
No.
I've got work to do.
Yeah.
I sensed a sort of violence.
What, from Byers? Nah, not really. He's not the sort.
And I certainly haven't got what you call charm.
Graham. Anybody who can persuade a bird to spend a night in a tip like that has got charm. Believe me.
Now this, I really enjoy. One of the perks. Or, putting it another way, when in doubt, sweat it out.
Mr. Hazell?
I don't believe it.
Mr. Hazell?
I'm sorry. Could I have a word with you?
Are you following me?
I want to apologise for the way I behaved in your office.
You've still got your clothes on.
Yeah, well, I didn't think. I brought your cash.
No, not in here, eh? Because it ain't all right.
There's something I've got to show you, Mr. Hazell.
You came to the right place, didn't you?
No, I'm serious.
Ah, yeah, so am I, brother. So am I.
I'll make it worth your while, you know. Cash.
Wait for me in the bar. Yeah?
Yeah.
told him to take his clothes off, but he's shy.
On Talking Pictures.
What's it all about, Mr. Byers?
You asked me in your office if I had any children. I said no. What I meant was that Helen and I had no children. I was married before. That's David, he's nearly 13, and that's Katie, she's 10.
Very nice.
Well, my marriage was finished long before I met Helen, and it was ridiculous pretending otherwise. There were the children, of course. But I knew if I left home, it'd be better for them, better for me, better for everyone.
Mr. Byers.
Now, please. Please let me finish. So I left home and lived on my own for a while. A sort of no man's land. The chances are I'd go back. She was very reasonable then, my wife. But I didn't go back. I moved in with Helen. From then on, she made things as difficult as she could. Demands for money, which I expected to make no bones about, but worse than that, far worse. She started using the kids, using them as weapons, you know, poisoning their minds against me, telling them how I ditched them to go and live with my tart. You know, the usual kind of filth. Then, quite stupidly, God knows, Helen did all she could to stop me. I went to see her, try and reason with her. Well, it all went wrong. We came to blows. It wasn't my fault. And she called the police. I think things got completely out of hand. And finally, she took out a court order restraining me from seeing my own kids. The court decided that I was behaving unreasonable. Not once did they consider what that woman was doing to me.
Look, I'm very sorry.
And then one day I came back from work and Helen had gone. I'd given up everything for her. Kids, home, family, everything. All I was left with was a job and it was a job. Trying to sell exhibition stands to people who didn't really want them. Which in a way just about sums it all up, doesn't it?
Look, what exactly do you want me to do, Mr. Byers?
I want you to go and see Helen and tell her I'm sorry.
You're sorry?
Yeah, she'll understand.
Look, write her a letter, and I'll see if she gets it.
No, she'd never read it, I know.
You don't know?
Yes, I do, I know her.
What do you expect me to say?
I just want you to see that she's all right. Tell her I'm sorry, and I'd like to see her.
Mr. Byers, what we're talking about is your peace of mind, right? Not hers.
Look, I've already messed up 3 lives. 4 if you count my own. I don't want to make
it 5.
5.
Look, the best thing you can do is to leave well alone.
But it's not well, is it? I mean, you told me yourself she's drinking too much. She's unhappy.
Do you really think it's going to make any difference if I go and see her?
I've added another 20. That's as far as I can go.
Call me a naive, sentimental fool. But very often I behave like a naive, sentimental.
Right. Off we go then, sunshine. Well, well. You really do like trying to make a fool out of me, don't you, Mr. Byers? Step into the office for a minute? There's 20 quid back. Now, I'm warning you for the last time. The lady does not want to see you.
You think you're so clever, don't you?
No, I don't. But I'm not all that stupid either.
Get someone else to find her. People like you are tenpenny.
I thought of that too. Thanks for reminding me. I didn't know if you were going to be in. I was going to leave you a note.
Saying what?
Can I come in?
You wanted to tell me something?
Yeah. I wanted to say that he's not letting go that easily. He did say he was sorry.
For what?
Well, for what's happened.
No doubt he told you about his wife and children, how he's lost them, as he calls it.
He did mention it.
Oh, it's all my fault.
Well, no, he didn't say that.
Did he tell you why his wife's turned into a raving neurotic? Because that's what she is. Or would have been if she hadn't, Oh, you're right, you see. He won't let go of me, because he can't let go of anything. He leaves his wife and children and does nothing but interfere with them, never letting them have a life of their own. He lives with me, and within 6 months, it's nothing but blame and recrimination. I thought if I help him, if I show I understand, but... Why do you think he wants to find me? Because of me? Because he wants me back? Oh, he wants me back, all right. He needs someone to blame, you see. The alternative's to blame yourself.
Where are you going?
On a train. You just caught me.
I'd have given you a lift, honey. I haven't got me motor.
No, it doesn't matter. I'll get a cab.
Yeah, well, careful, yeah? Because fellas like me have a lot of contacts in the taxi business.
Oh, I'll remember that next time I make a mess of it.
You gonna be all right?
I'd think about yourself if I were you.
Oh?
I said, he needs someone to blame. He lost his family and he had me to take it out on. Now he's lost me. But he's got you, isn't he?
Oh, good.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm gonna buy a paper. Do you mind?
Where is she? Hey? What have you done with her?
Don't talk cobblers, Mr. Byers. Look, I've had it, eh? Just about up to here with you.
I'm gonna have you this time, Hazell. I mean it.
Oh, yeah. Standard, please, John.
is terrible. That is really terrible. You've only just had it cleaned.
Thanks, Graham. You're a gem.
I hope you gave him a right old seeing to.
Tell you the truth, I didn't have the art.
No. Well, poor old chap. He must have been in a right old state.
That's what I keep telling myself. No doubt I'll be telling myself that on the bus on the way home.
What'll happen to him?
Depends on the beak. Criminal damage, they call it.
Anyway, if you fancy a drink tonight, cheer yourself up a bit.
Thanks. I might do later on.
You going somewhere?
Yeah. Got one or two things I want to get off my chest.
As I was relieving myself of my hostility, I'd suddenly noticed that the Lady Pamela had a lovely pair of knees and was radiating what can only be described as instant simpatico.
What a dreadfully traumatic experience.
I was hoping you might help me get over it.
Actually, I'm rather good in a one-to-one situation.
I'm ever so hungry.
I'll get my bag.
Terrific.
I did check and was definitely assured there was no Mr. Pamela. Well, I'm going to need transport for the next few weeks, and she looks to me like a very good driver. Therapy.
One morning, woke up where the ceiling fell. Born one morning, woke up where the ceiling fell. You learned everything you know in 6 days. On the 7th day, you knew it very well. You trusted pretty women, a pretty woman had you tied and bound. You trusted in the